What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another video. It's been a little bit since my last predictions. Holy shit, I'm in the dark, bro. You see like half of my face. It's low-key tough. It's not tough at all, actually. Yeah, it's been a little bit since my last video because I just wanted to wait until until all the Champions League matches are done, and I'm recording at 10 p.m. when all the games are finished, and there's a lot to talk about. One of the main things being is that Premier League teams have been embarrassed, really embarrassed so far throughout the knockout stages. Chelsea lose 8-2 to PSG on aggregate. Real Madrid winning 5-1 against Man City on aggregate. Tottenham Hotspur losing 7-5 on aggregate to Atletico Madrid. And Barcelona beating Newcastle 8-3 on aggregate. This is crazy. I don't know how these Premier League teams are being destroyed like this, but yeah, it's embarrassing. It's crazy. And well, let's go over my predictions. And for PSG versus Chelsea, I said that PSG were gonna win. Definitely not by this scoreline, and I think Chelsea were gonna get maybe not a positive, but like a draw at home. And yeah, they didn't get a draw. They lost 3-0, and then that's PSG at PSG's home stadium. They lost 5-2. So Chelsea just got basically annihilated. And yeah, they got annihilated. PSG just played way better, and Chelsea didn't really have a lot of scoring outlets. They didn't have a lot of people that just are gonna score, which was kind of the problem. Also, Chelsea's backline isn't the best. Their main thing that they have is their midfield. And their midfield was just being overloaded, and yeah, so it just resulted in a really bad loss. An 8-2 loss. Very bad. Next, we got Galatasaray versus Liverpool, which ended 4-1 for Liverpool. I did say I'm low-key the oracle because I did say that Galatasaray were probably going to get a win or a draw at home, but I did not think Gala were going to win overall. I did think Liverpool were going to win. A convincing 4-0 win at home. They could have scored way more. And yeah, props to Liverpool. I'm going to go over all the games, and then I'm going to give my prediction for the quarterfinals, and I'll just go to semifinals, then I'll go finals. Who goes fuck? Real Madrid versus Man City. This prediction I got very wrong. I did think Man City were going to edge out Real Madrid here because Real Madrid weren't in the best of forms. And Man City have just been better so far throughout the entire season. But a nice 5-1 win for Real Madrid. And Valverde really showed his class here. He really showed that he's a world-class midfielder by scoring a hat-trick in the first game. Honestly, if the first game wasn't so convincing, I really feel like Man City could have won this. But the 5-0 win, it's really not 5-0. The 3-0 win, it's really it gets into your mind, and it makes you think, yeah, there's no way you're gonna win against this team. Yeah, so Man City just got dominated on both fields. Definitely did not see this coming. Atlanta versus Bayern Munich. I knew it would be bad. I knew Bayern Munich would win. I thought Atlanta will put up some sort of a fight, though. I thought they might put up a little bit of a fight at their home, but at their home, they just got annihilated. They lost 6-1 at their own home. And honestly, that shocked me. I thought Atlanta would do something there, even after that crazy win they had against Borussia Dortmund. But this really just shows the level that Bayern has above the other German teams. Like, it's honestly crazy how Atlanta could just beat Dortmund and then lose horrifically to Bayern Munich. It's crazy, man. Next, we got Barcelona versus Newcastle. I was watching this game with my friend inside school today, and it was close at the start, but I think Barcelona just started scoring goals, and it was getting too hard for Newcastle to handle it, and they lose 7-2 when Barcelona's at home, and then away they lost. They drew 1-1. But Newcastle, they put up a bit of a fight, but Barcelona, I did think Barcelona were always going to win this one. They just had the better players, the better chemistry, not chemistry, but they just had the better players. They had the better team, and yeah, that's it. Atletico Madrid versus Spurs. I did think I put Spurs here. I did think Spurs were gonna come out the win here, mainly because they've been so good in Champions League. But now their Champions League run is finally gonna end, and it's gonna end because Atletico Madrid just yeah, they destroyed them. I really think the back line of Spurs has been horrific throughout the whole leg. It was horrific. Through the first leg was horrific, and like I said before, when you have such a big goal difference, the second leg you wanna get a remontada, but at the same time you think like, oh wow, there's literally no way I could come back from this, and you can see that in Spurs. They tried their best, but they still, I think, they still ended up losing at their home. No, they did win at their home, but it wasn't enough to win the leg. And GG Spurs, you tried your best. Try not to get relegated in the Prem. Next, we have to go more to the boring side. Bodo Glimt versus Sporting. Actually, no, this is not boring at all. Bodo Glimt, this is a really crazy remontada if we're being real here. Bodo Glimt wins 3-0 at their home, which I expected. I did think Bodo Glimt were going to get a nice win at their home. But then Sporting ends up coming back with a 5-goal win over Bodo Glimt at Sporting's home, which results in Sporting beating Bodo Glimt 5-3 on aggregate. This is crazy, honestly. I have massive respect to Sporting for the comeback. Like I was saying, like it's hard to come back, even though it's like when you're down 3 goals, it's hard to come back because you feel like there's literally no way. But you also have like the urge to come back, to show everyone that you can come back in these situations. And Sporting really did that, and I watched Sporting. I watched their game, and it was really convincing. Sporting just played honestly amazing. They had so many shots, so many chances, and I think it could have actually just been more goals. But yeah, they scored 5. That's all they needed to score, and yeah, they win. Bodo Glimt, their miracle run is over. It was a good run, but you can't beat the Portuguese Giants. Last game was Arsenal versus Leverkusen. There's really not much to say about this. I did think Arsenal were going to win. I didn't think they were going to win at Leverkusen's home. I think I put like a draw for Leverkusen home, but away I did think Arsenal were going to win, and they did end up winning. So now we have the quarterfinals with PSG, Liverpool, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, and Sporting, Arsenal. Now, for PSG versus Liverpool, I think I'm just going to go with the same result last year, where Liverpool do win at home, but PSG also do win at home, but it does result in a PSG win. I think, wait, who is first? PSG is first. So I think PSG is going to start with a good home win, and then Liverpool are going to maybe win at home, but it won't be enough to win, and I think PSG are going to end up winning against Liverpool. I think PSG, they're just like, they might not have, they do have the players. They just play so good together, which is what Liverpool's lacking. Liverpool does have the players. Liverpool has one of the best squads in the whole world, but the problem is that sometimes they don't want to play with each other, which results in them losing. Real Madrid versus Bayern Munich. Honestly, I'm saying it right now, I think this might sound crazy, but I think this is going to be a slaughter. I think Bayern Munich is going to slaughter Real Madrid. This is one of the predictions that I'm going to go a little crazy on. I think Bayern Munich are going to slaughter Real Madrid. They're going to destroy them. They're going to destroy them in away and at home. I think Bayern Munich are just Harry Kane, Luis Diaz, and Olise are going to have a field day with the horrendous Real Madrid backline, and I feel like they're just going to annihilate Real Madrid, which will result in them losing. I don't know by what goal difference. I'll say 7-3. I think 7-3 Bayern Munich. This is a really crazy position, but I feel like Bayern Munich are just going to have a field day with Real Madrid's shitty backline, but I don't know. Barcelona versus Atletico Madrid. I think this is just going to result in a Barcelona win. I do think at both of each other's homes, they're going to have a positive result, maybe a draw for Atletico Madrid. But I do feel like Barcelona is going to pull out here and win. Last, we have Sporting versus Arsenal, and I do think I love Sporting, but I do think it's just going to result in an Arsenal win. Arsenal, there's no way Sporting are able to win against Arsenal. Maybe, just maybe Sporting get like a draw at their home, but there's no way they're going to do anything away. So semifinal of PSG versus Bayern Munich and Arsenal versus Barcelona. And for Arsenal versus Barcelona, I'm going to give it to Arsenal. I do think they're just natural. I think they are just playing better than Barcelona. Actually, no. I'm changing something. I think Barcelona is going to come out to win against Arsenal. I feel like Barcelona is just doing really good right now. I feel like Lamine, Rafinha, and Lewandowski are just going to be too much for... I know Arsenal's backline is incredible, but Arsenal don't have the forwards to exploit Barcelona's shitty backline, which is, I think it's going to be bad. And I think Barcelona are actually going to be able to score a couple goals against Arsenal, even though their defense is amazing. I do think Barcelona are going to win against Arsenal and go to the finals against which I'm going to say will be Bayern Munich. I think Bayern Munich are going to beat Liverpool. I don't think it's going to be as convincing as the Atlanta and Real Madrid win, but I do think, I mean not Liverpool, PSG. I do think Bayern Munich will beat PSG and will make it to the final where they will go against Barcelona, and it will be Barcelona and Bayern Munich in the final, which I will say it will be Bayern Munich who win the Champions League. I just feel like Bayern Munich are coming in here looking so strong. Their team is playing amazing. Every player in the team is doing good, and I just think Bayern Munich are just so settled and so good. But I think it could be PSG. I think PSG could also maybe win here too. Win against Bayern Munich, and if PSG going against Barcelona, I do think PSG are gonna win, because we've seen how some of these matchups go against Lamine versus Nuno Mendes. We've seen how that goes sometimes. We've seen that Nuno Mendes shuts him down, and if Lamine shut down, the attack becomes worse, and Rafinha and Lewandowski won't be able to do as much as they could usually when Yamal's there. And I feel like no matter what happens, I feel like the left side of the bracket will always have the winner. I think it's either PSG or Bayern Munich who win. And yeah, those are my predictions for the Champions League. And with that all being said, I'm going to go to bed because I have school tomorrow. And in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, good night. See you guys all later.